talking to a buddy of mine about plans in terms of whose plan is better, my plan versus another advisor's plan or another financial coach's plan in terms of when you do, X versus Y, how much money you should put here or there, that kind of thing. And it made me think um, about something that I had to hit you guys with. Norm Baker, normbakerjr.com. And what it made me think about was the internet. So in prior videos, I've talked about our people in my generation, millennials. I'm an old millennial, if you can believe it. But we talk about our parents' generation and how our generation is going to be one of the first generations that really starts building wealth at the let's call it middle America level, right? Where you don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to be a entertainer, right, to build wealth. So I was kind of thinking about that, and I was thinking about, well, why didn't our parents' generation build wealth? And we've talked about that, but the biggest reason, in my opinion, is the internet. The internet um, opens all doors where information isn't secret anymore. So if you type in "get rich quick" in Google, right, you would think a number of articles, BS articles, would come up, scams, that kind of thing, and it does. But also, very hallowed books about investing come up. They actually come up. So if you have a little bit of discernment when you actually look into a search that says "get rich quick" and you type it into Google, you can find valuable information on investing. It's that easy today, right? Back when my parents first bought stock, it was in the newspaper, and you have to look through ticker symbols in the newspaper once a day, obviously, because the newspaper comes out once a day to kind of find your stock. CNBC 24-hour coverage that started, I don't know, probably 10 years, well, not 10, maybe 15 years ago or less. I don't know, but it's new, right? So we have that information. So I was thinking as I was talking to my buddy about which plan is better or worse. It doesn't matter. If we, this generation, if we don't get this right, if we don't get the fundamental aspect of wealth building right, it's on us, man. It's completely on us. It'd be shame on us, right? The information is out there. Our generation, we're making more money than than our parents' generation and their parents' generation. And I'm talking about in the black community particularly, but overall, right? But particularly in the black community, we're making more money. We're more educated. The internet is available, so information is everywhere, right? We have all these tools at our disposal, and it's actually easy. $50,000 a year if you save 10% over 30 years, you're a millionaire. Period. It's that simple. You put it in the S&P 500. If you want, and this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about plans. If you put in the S&P 500 versus if you put it in a growth and income mutual fund, you're going to be a millionaire at the 30 years anyway. The math just works out. We're talking about percentage points between growth, right? One may grow 9.6%, one may grow 10%, one may grow 8% or 6% or 12%. You're going to get there. The value of compounding interest, it gets you there anyway, regardless, period. So if we miss this, it's crazy. If we miss this, I don't understand it. We can't miss it. I don't think we will as a generation to build wealth, because we always talk about the black community, we don't have wealth, compared to our counterparts, there's not a lot of wealth building, blah blah blah. It needs to happen like right now. In the next 20 to 30 years, we should see an abundance of millionaires almost by accident. If you just put money into your 401k, like by accident, you'll be a millionaire in 30 years, just based on the incomes that we're seeing in our community, how they're rising, the compounding interest, the matching that a lot of corporate companies give to folks in 401ks, and that kind of thing. Here's the key: you can't take it out and you can't stop, right? Some plans focus on debt payoff, some plans focus on investing. We're going to talk about that in another video. But you can't stop putting the money in. You keep putting the money in, you're a millionaire. It's virtually automatically, even with the ebbs and flows of the market. It doesn't matter. Based on history, in 30 years, you put the money in and you're a millionaire, period. And then from there, we can catapult to, okay, what do we do with these millions? Putting kids through college for free, helping out the community in different ways, investing in different businesses within the community, that kind of thing. But you got to build it first. Our parents, they didn't build it collectively because the information wasn't out there and available, right? Most folks that I know in our generation, or not our generation, our parents' generation that really started to build wealth, they got it secondhand. How to do it? Secondhand from our counterparts, frankly. I mean, it wasn't really from us, it was from our counterparts. But now the information is out there. Again, you Google how to invest. Great, great, great resources, blogs, vlogs, books, videos are going to come up immediately. You don't have to do a lot, right? A little bit of common sense as you're looking at it. And even if you faltered along the way with BS articles and that kind of thing, you're still going to get there. So I had to say that. Like, we can't screw this up. There's no reason we should screw this up. The math is almost elementary, right? The only reason I would say it's not elementary is because you're using compound interest, but not a hard concept to get. Once you talk through it, you watch my videos and we work together, you talk through it, you can get it. But the concept is elementary. You put money in a place. We happen to call that place a retirement account, 401k through work kind of retirement account, an IRA, personal kind of retirement account, a mutual fund. Forget a retirement account. Just put it in a mutual fund where you're investing in index funds or mutual or large cap mutual funds, small cap mutual funds, mid cap mutual funds. In general, it's all driving at the same point. So just wanted to hit that because we were having that conversation and it kind of dawned on me like, whether you want to choose my plan, whether you want to choose somebody else's plan, as long as you're investing in dollars, I don't care what you do. Just put the money in. So had to hit you with that. NormBakerJr.com. If you have questions, if you want to work one-on-one. And then, like I said, in the next video, I'm going to talk about the plan because I had a question on, which way would I recommend going. But again, doesn't really matter. Just put the money in. Peace.